Mates, so good morning and welcome back. So in this tutorial I want to show you how to draft a perfect sleeve. So before we proceed, I would like you to know that the folding is of great essence. So what you folded here will determine if this sleeve will work or not. So how do you get the folding? You are going to use the bicep measurement, that's the round sleeve measurement, divided by 2 plus extra 4. For example, the client measurement I have here is 16 for the round sleeve. So divided by 2 is 8, right? Plus extra 4 inches. So this is the gauge you must fold. That means for such cases, you must fold 12. Your folding must cover 12 inches. So whatever be your customer's round sleeve measurement, divide by 2, add extra 4. Why is it extra 4? Remember that the front panel of the outfit has 2 inches and the back also has 2. That's 4. So that goes to show that this sleeve will not be able to go around the body of the client up to the extent of the inseam allowance. Now, this simply means as well that your customer's chest size is also proportional to the round sleeve measurement, right? So if you don't add extra 4, you will notice that the sleeve will stop somewhere at the midpoint or on the way. So let me show you what I mean. Bear in mind that in sleeve fixing, it goes from the center joint of the back panel all through this way, right? So if you don't add extra 4 inches, remember that this is 2 inches that we added at the extra allowance. So two in front and 2 at the back, that's 4. So the sleeve should also have that 4 inches extra to be able to reach to this very point. So if you add 4 inches extra, the sleeve will end somewhere here or even shorter or somewhere here. So you must make sure you add extra 4 to make the sleeve to go around the armhole, right? So having said that, now the next you do is to mark out your baseline. So like I said, this will cover both long sleeve, short sleeve, and then 3/4 sleeve. So your baseline has been marked out. Now, if you are making a long sleeve, you are going to measure from the baseline. Now, bear in mind that long sleeves has 2 types, the cuff link and the normal round hand, just like the one I'm wearing now. So if you're making a normal round hand, you don't need to minus or deduct any 4 inches or any inch for this cuff link effect. All you do is to add your fold allowance and then apply your sleeve length plus extra half an inch or 1. So let's go step by step. So now let's draft the long sleeve first. Then from the long sleeve, we draft the short sleeve and also draft the 3/4. So you see how everything will look like inside this particular outfit. So here, the sleeve length I want to use here is 23. Now, bear in mind that this 23 is covering both the cuff and everything. So you are going to minus or deduct 2.5 inch or 3 inches for the cuff effect. That cuff length that you used to fix on the sleeve, right? So now the 2 inches or 3 inches is dependent on the person's size. So since we are having a smaller client here, we are going to use 2.5. If you happen to have someone that his chest is up to 48 and sleeve length is up to 27 and above, you can use 3 inches for the cuff. But since we have a small person or a bit smaller, we have to use 2.5. So if you minus 2.5 from this, you are going to have 20 and a half left, right? So 20 and a half left for the total measurement because the length is 23. Then you are going to add extra 1 to this. Now that extra 1 you are adding is half inch to join to the cuff and half to join to the shoulder. That will give us 21 and half, right? So you have gotten your actual sleeve bodies for your outfit. So you mark it twice, mark it in this way, 21.5 all through this way, and then you connect along this way. Then after this, the next you will do now is to apply the wrist measurement. So the wrist measurement we have, let's assume 9, then divide by 2 is 4.5, right? Then add 1 inch extra for the pleats that always shows at the side of the sleeve, right? That's 5.5. You mark it this way and then add extra 1 inch for the inseam allowance. That's for the short sleeve and for the inseam allowance on for the long sleeve. Then if you are making a short sleeve, let's draft the short sleeve here. The connections will go the same. I will show you how to do the sleeve joining the same. So if you're making short sleeve, assuming that your short sleeve measurement is 9, you mark 9. Then if you're going to do turn up or any fabric joining, add extra 1 inch, that's 10. Half inch for the turn up and half for the shoulder. So let's assume that sleeve length here is 10, right? You mark 10, then you extend the line all through this way. So this is for our short sleeve, right? Then let's assume that we are still making long sleeve here, to the quarter, right? So from here you measure, let's say 16 plus extra 1 inch. That if you're making to the quarter, right, that's 17, or 15 plus 1, 16, right? So the 1 inch you're adding is for the turn up that you use to turn up the sleeve and also join to the shoulder as well. So you mark 16 and then mark it twice this way, 16, right? So you mark it this way and then connect the line from here as well. Now watch attentively. Then this is for long sleeve, this is for short sleeve, and this is for 3/4. Now if the round sleeve of your 3/4, as we use the 16 to fold our bodies of our outfits just this way, so you are going to mark the 16 here as your short sleeve round sleeve. You get you mark 16 here, then plus extra 1.5 or 2 depending. So I'm putting 1.5. Now your elbow, or the point where your 3/4 ended, is your round sleeve for that point. So you also apply. So this is 15. So you mark 15 this way and I add extra 1.5 or 1. Now be in mind that these things I'm showing you is just to show you how to draft either long sleeve, either short sleeve, or either 3/4, right? Then after which, then here you come down by 4 inches, which is constant for all sleeves, 4 inches. Then join this line, it goes all through this way, right? And then measure the total distance from this point to this point, that's 13. The middle 6.5, and here is 3.25. Here is also 3.25. From the last quarter, come down by 1 inch. From the first quarter, go up by half an inch. You get, so you will do this both for short sleeve, both for 3/4, and both for long sleeve, right? So that's why I'm drafting 3 sleeves in one. And then with your freehand sketch, you connect from the edge here to the half an inch, to the midpoint, to the 1 inch, back to the 4 inches. So you see how it's going. You can use your armhole curve, to fine tune all of this. So you can gently use your armhole curve and blend this properly to make sure it's blending very well. You get, so that if your lines will be as smooth as possible. So you can, blend this properly all through this way. You see that? Fine. Now it's now time for you to join this out. So from here, you now make a curve connection, going all through this way. So this is how you join your measurement. So don't mind this line that went off. If you were cutting for 3/4, this line would have gone to this point. If you're cutting for long sleeve, this line will go here. So that's the only different thing here. So for 3/4, this line will just go to this very point. You get here. So for long sleeve, it ends here. For 3/4, it ends here. And then for short sleeve, it ends here as well. So since we're making 3/4, we're going to take the middle one, which is this one here, right? So this is how you can cut. This is for short sleeve. Short sleeve. This is 3/4 sleeve. 3/4. And this is long sleeve, right? So this is how you do it. So for the 3/4, which we are cutting, we cut from here. For short sleeve, you cut from here. You get, for long sleeve, you cut from here. So since we are doing 3/4, we are cutting from here. So you go all through this way. So this will give you a perfect sleeve for every of it. So this video is 3 in 1, how you can draft and cut your perfect sleeves. So I think after this video you won't have issue again on sleeve cutting, right? So this solves you the problem you might be facing. So for the turn up effect for the sleeve, what I will do is I will still make use of this part here and place this on top just like this. Okay, I will just cut out this first. Let me cut out this, and then I will also show you how to do your turn up effects. Now these things I'm showing you is just for you to learn so that you won't have issues again in your sleeve drafting. Sleeve should not be a problem as long as you know my channel. So you fold. Okay, let me cut out this baseline. Cut it out just this way. So you fold in this form, and then this is the turn up effect, and then you now cut to your desired points. So that's for the 3/4 sleeve turn up. So the same way you did 3/4 sleeve turn up is also how you are going to do short sleeve if you are making a short sleeve. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel.